The Brewers Bay Community Centre has reopened and was formally named in honor of the late George Wellington Christopher, a public servant whose life of faith, service, and generosity helped shape the 2nd District community. Minister for Health and Social Development Vincent Wheatley said the project is part of the government's wider effort to restore community spaces damaged in 2017. Minister Wheatley stated that the reopening of this center is one step in a larger program to make the community centers safe, resilient, and welcoming again. According to him, each reopening brings the government closer to completing the full restoration of these vital spaces, which are more than just buildings.
All community centers are not just buildings. They are vital spaces. They are safe havens during emergencies, places for education and recreation, and centers for building stronger, more connected communities like your representative did allude to. They are where our golden gems meet to socialize, engage in meaningful activities. They host community meetings, church events, and some of our most honored reflections, reflected not just the length of his service. Oh, sorry, I missed a page. On page 3. See, these big people. There we go. Our most cherished occasions, such as birthday parties, wedding receptions, family reunions, repasts, and other celebrations that bring us together as a community. Today, as we reopen the center, we are also celebrating the legacy of service, faith, and resilience, as you heard earlier. We are delighted to rename this center in honor of the late Mr. George W. Christopher, which represents our commitment to preserving the memory of one of Brewers Bay's most distinguished sons.
2nd District Representative Melvin Mitch Turnbull said following the hurricanes of 2017, when they lost this building, they lost more than 4 walls and a roof. They lost a hub where their people came together to laugh, to share, to solve problems, and to celebrate life.
I know this journey has not been easy. It has been 8 years. We have been through 4 ministers of health and social development. Started 4, I'll call the names. Honorable Rodney Skelton, Minister of Health after the hurricanes. Honorable Carvin Malone, Minister of Health 2019. Honorable Marlon Penn, Minister of Health, Unity Government. And now Honorable Vincent Whitley, Minister of Health, in this thing. 4 ministers, but 1 persistent, committed, and dedicated district representative who ensured that what was needed is persistence to stay on the ministers, to stay on the government, to ensure that this facility was rebuilt. And I want to acknowledge in his absence the Honorable Premier Minister of Finance for making the funding available for this building, to your team, Minister of Health, and your entire staff in the ministry for the works that you have done. So today I extend my gratitude to the Acting Chief Social Development Officer in her absence, but I want to recognize especially my brother and friend who is representing the family business. Again, legacy is what we're speaking about. Mr. Edwin Adams, Architectures, but he's represented by his son, Kerry Adams, here today, who redesigned this entire structure. Please give them a round of applause. Kerry's my big brother because he's older than me in months, but my big brother and his wife, who have just celebrated 30 years of marriage, who were responsible for constructing this facility. And every time I came down here, and I tell him I come down, he said, tell me what you see and tell me what you think. I want to recognize Mr. Enos Aaron and Karen Aaron of E&K Construction for a phenomenal job that you have done. You and your team have done amazing. And Minister, I must say, when things happen in the 2nd District, they happen on time and on budget.
Meanwhile, grandson of Mr. George Christopher, Troy Christopher, has welcomed the initiative and stressed the importance of Virgin Islanders telling their story.
It is something that we are proud of, and we definitely happy about the fact that we are continuing to honor Virgin Islanders and the contributions that they have made to the foundation of the territory. It's something that we need to do more of. Virgin Islanders need to tell their story. It is too much of it is untold, and it is something that, as you know, we talked about earlier. It is imperative that we, sometimes we don't like to blow our own horn, or they don't like to blow their own horn. But it's imperative that we tell those stories of those foundations. People come to the Virgin Islands and see, well, the people ain't that aggressive, and maybe you seem to be very kind. But when you look at the foundation of these persons who were able to shape the community, you can tell now the reason why, we have been so successful. Again, I say thank you very much on behalf of the family.